I want to talk about the my practice test rule. This is basically to help you avoid burnout, to help you avoid doing too much, to help you avoid that obsessive practice exam narrative where you're doing exam after exam. I recommend maximum 2 tests per week and a minimum of 2 hours reviewing each test. Again, max 2 tests per week, minimum 2 hours reviewing each test. The reason for this is that it's a lot of work to take an exam. Again, 3 hours, grueling, marathon. Then reviewing those exams is also a lot of work. Think about it. Let's say you got a 170, which is awesome, and only about 3% of students actually get 170 or above. But if you did hypothetically on a practice test, that means you got about 10 questions wrong. You got 10 wrong, but there were also maybe another 10 to 15 that you guessed on, weren't sure about, not 100% on them, but you guessed and got lucky. Maybe you were down to 2 choices and you guessed right. Others you get wrong. You shouldn't only review the ones you get wrong. You should also review the ones you get right, because it just as easily could have gone the other way the next time around. So you got to slow down and take the time. The 10 that you got wrong, plus the 10 to 15 that you guessed on, that's 20, 25 questions. And even spending, let's say, 5 minutes per question you got wrong, that's already a couple of hours. And if you're working, if you're in school, if you have family obligations, any of that, 3 hours for an exam, 3 hours for review at least, twice per week, that's already 12 hours of study and maybe more. Then also, if you're working on weak areas, shoring up your foundation in any areas that you need to, reading textbooks, watching videos, listening to podcasts, it all takes a lot of time. So could you do 3 exams per week plus another 6 hours of reviewing for those exams altogether? That's a lot. So max 2 tests per week, minimum 2 hours of reviewing each test. There are exceptions, of course. If you're studying full-time and have no other obligations and you haven't done enough exams, maybe it's worth taking the time to do a little bit more, but generally 2 is enough. Thanks for tuning into the show. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already to be notified of new episodes as I release them, and feel free to reach out if you need anything at all as you move forward with your prep. I'm happy to help however I can. In the meantime, I'll wish you all the best and take care.